Thank you all for joining us. First of all, I want to thank Congressman Tom Garrett for facilitating this gathering today. Distinguished group of guests and speakers will dissect the upcoming presidential elections in Iran and assess its value or lack thereof for policymakers in the United States and beyond to consider. That said, my name is Majid Salishpour, I'm the Political Director for Organization of Iranian American Communities. I'm going to read a brief statement as to our mission as an organization, and then pass it along to Congressman Garrett to say a few words. And from that point forward, we'll pass it along to Mr. Sheehan, who will moderate the event. Organization of Iranian American Communities advocates for a democratic, secular, non-nuclear republic in Iran. A republic that accepts religious freedom and liberty, ethnic tolerance, economic justice, security for its citizens and its neighbors. Our goal is to organize Iranian Americans in the United States to promote these values. The Organization of Iranian American Communities believes democracy and human rights in Iran are imperative to the national security of America and peace in the Middle East and beyond. Our goal is to produce an Iranian American community, support the Iranian American community culture that does not support a foreign war in Iran, nor does it support appeasement with the Ayatollahs in Iran. Our goal is to promote a third option in dealing with Iran, one which supports the Iranian people's struggle for democracy and for democratic change. We hope to serve as a platform and resource for Iranian Americans working on human rights issues and standing in solidarity with the Iranian people for democratic change in Iran. That said, let me please introduce Congressman Tom Garrett from my home state of Virginia.
So I want to thank the Organization of Iranian American Communities for putting on this event. I want to thank you, sir, for the opportunity to be here. It's an honor. And speak briefly to the opportunity that I think presents itself this Friday. The board that you can all read says presidential election status quo or change. I would submit that inherently any change is preceded by the status quo. So I think that there are very few outcomes that are in doubt by virtue of this Friday's election. However, I do believe that with even the semblance of an election, there's an opportunity. It's important for us as legislators, as policymakers in Washington. It's important for the executive and the executive agencies of the United States, the State Department, to recognize the history of Iran, as well as the United States' involvement therein. And I would submit regretfully that the United States' involvement or lack thereof over the last 40 years, plus or minus, has manifested itself in a series of lost opportunities. As I review the JCPOA, I recognize what all of you do, and that is that obviously the long pole in the tent and maintaining the power of a totalitarian regime is the IRGC, through which most of the monies in the Iranian economy funnel. And so it's difficult not to scratch our heads and wonder why then some of our purported allies, particularly in Europe, continue to do business with the entity that perpetuates the power of the totalitarian and intolerant Iranian regime. Having said that, what we know about the Iranian people is that they are a tolerant, educated, enlightened group of individuals. The reality of that is borne witness by virtue of the vibrant and thriving Iranian community and the unfortunate diaspora thereof across the globe. And so where you have good people with good ideas and good education and good values, then with proper decision making and support, we can avoid things like the 1988 dissident massacre. We can avoid things like the opportunity lost in the 2009 Green Revolution, where the United States sat idly by, and perhaps provide the proper encouragement to the Iranian people take for themselves that which I believe in my very heart they desire most, and that is democracy and self-determination. To that end, while this event today will not be a panacea, nor will it by itself help us achieve that greater Iran moving forward, it's a starting point. And so to answer the question posed on the board, certainly, unfortunately, we don't expect revolutionary change to occur in Friday's elections. But we do believe that with events like this, with leaders such as those involved in the OIAC, and with the recognition of history and the better ability to make decisions moving forward by her natural allies, that Iran can and will experience vibrant, inclusive, thriving democracy as we move forward, and that the world can see that without further military conflict or intervention. Thank you immensely for what you're doing and for the opportunity to help facilitate today.
Congressman, thank you very much for articulating the various wishes and understandings of a broader community for the states in this country. You well stated the many facts of the past 3.5, 4 decades of U.S. policy towards Iran, really international community's shortcomings in addressing the problem regarding Iran. So thank you very much again for facilitating our event today, and we appreciate you being here and supporting our cause. That said, let me hand it over to Professor Sheehan, who can take me up from here. Thank you very much.